Hey folks, Coach C here. And first of all, thank all of those that have responded or given me some viable feedback on the sessions that I've presented in the past. So, and there were a couple of questions that I wanted to speak to specifically and respond to. And the first one, I have to hear it, and I appreciate it, and it kind of caught me by surprise, but I'm going to respond to it. And it was on marijuana. The topic was, is marijuana addicting? And one of you folks said, yes, it is addicting, and so what? And when I read it, I had to laugh. You are absolutely right. So what? Addiction is an addiction is an addiction. And if you have an addiction to marijuana and you're comfortable with it, so be it. I'm not here in a capacity to tell anybody what they should or should not do. I am concerned for you. Let me be real clear about that. But if it's not an issue for you, or if in your mind, yeah, I'm addicted, so what? Life is still good. You got to die from something. If that's your attitude about it, so be it. It's yours. But I submit that when you're ready for some help with it, because I know from experience, a dope fiend, when they're in their thing, I don't want to be nothing but a dope fiend. But that's not real. Nobody but nobody wants to be addicted. Nobody. Anyway, that's enough for that. The other one that I wanted to respond to is when I gave the action item of doing these self-affirmations, and I got some feedback, and the question was, how are you supposed to feel? You're supposed to feel however you feel. Just feel it. It might be uncomfortable, or it might seem kind of silly to you when you start it, but the bottom line is, if you focus on why you're doing it, and remember, this is self-care. This is learning how to take care of you. And taking care of you is just that, building issues of self-esteem, your issues of self-worth. They're important, and we build on those situations that allow us to feel good about ourselves. If we've never heard that we have to learn to feel good about ourselves, then we don't have that information. But now that we know, that's what the affirmations do. When I put on my whatever my attire is for the day, and I like the look, my presentation to the world, I acknowledge that. See, I like the way that looks, or that goes well together, whatever the case may be. It's important for me. You have to figure out what's important for you. When you do your affirmation in the morning, and you brush your teeth, and your hair's coiffed the way you want, or when I don't have hair, when I've shaved it just right and it's glistening the way I want it to look, like right now. That's important. The important piece for you is what are you doing? The self-affirmation that allows you to begin your day on an upbeat, positive note. That's what it's all about. That's what this whole thing is about. So I trust now that folks have done the affirmations, and remember, the second part is to write them down. And you write them down because, one, it reinforces that you're doing it for a positive reason, and at some point in the future, you might want to go back and look at it to reinforce in the future just what this is all about. Okay? That's what we're doing this for. We're learning. And remember, for recovering people or for folks learning a new way of being, it's not necessarily rehabilitation, it's about habilitation. If we hadn't learned it, if we started smoking weed or started drinking at say the age of 13, you became a teenager, that's when your maturation process was stymied. That's when it kind of stopped. So that when now you're 21, 30, 40, and you stop, your maturation process starts back from that. Make sense? You go back to where the learning of becoming an adult. So if we hadn't learned as a young one how to take care of self, we got to go back to that time when taking care of myself meant smoking a joint or taking a drink, to ways such as self-affirmations. This is how grown-ups become grown-ups. This is how we learn to become the person that we want to be. Didn't happen overnight. Take some of us longer than others, but the important piece is that you do it. And that's what we're doing now. So it's important that you kind of give me the feedback, because like I said, I read them all, I respond to them, and hopefully it'll allow me to provide you with those things that you're interested in. So give me some feedback at theaddictionattitude@gmail.com. That's right, that's theaddictionattitude@gmail.com. Got it? Look forward to speaking with you again in the very near future. Until then, be peaceful.